Keep walking, keep living. Walk of Life, that's Dire Straits. Of course, coming up later in the programme, we have Tracks of My Years. Wonderful actor Don Warrington will be choosing the tracks of his years for us. The 12th series of Death in Paradise begins this Friday, and the new run sees St. Marie's police squad investigating even more baffling cases, all of which are resolved around one table at the end. Selwyn Patterson is the part Don plays. You can see him in that in this new series, and hear him choosing the tracks of his years later. Also, Louis Tomlinson's album Louise is single, and Popmaster to come. Radio 2, BBC Sounds app, smart speaker, and 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 10 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. The Royal College of Emergency Medicine has warned that some A&E departments are in a complete state of crisis. Rising COVID cases and a severe flu outbreak have been blamed for adding demand to already stretched services. Yesterday, the college suggested that up to 500 people could be dying each week because of delays in emergency care. The Education Minister, Robert Halfon, said the problems were a pressing concern for the government.
The Prime Minister treats this as a priority. We're increasing the NHS capacity by the equivalent of 7,000 beds, spending an extra £500 million to speed up hospital discharge and improve capacity. There's an extra £150 million for the ambulance service. And we know, of course, that many of these problems have been caused by the pandemic.
Detectives in Northern Ireland have received reports from 80 people about alleged crimes in homes for unmarried mothers during the last century. A public inquiry into the treatment of women and girls at these institutions has been delayed by several months. Officials at Stormont say investigators will be recruited in the coming weeks. People have begun paying their respects to the former Pope Benedict XVI as he lies in state. Mourners will be able to file past his body at the Vatican before the funeral on Thursday. Our correspondent Bethany Bell, who's in Rome, says the Pope's last words have been released.
The Vatican radio has issued what they say were the last words of former Pope Benedict. His secretary, Georg Genswein, said that the last words of the Pope had been, "Lord, I love you."
Ukraine says Russia attacked Kiev with waves of explosive drones overnight, targeting critical infrastructure. The mayor of Kiev said energy facilities were damaged, causing power cuts. Russia's repeatedly attacked the Ukrainian capital in recent days. Yevhen Petrov, who's a student in the city, described the latest attack.
The air alarm started about 12 a.m. here in Kiev, and the first explosion we heard about 1 a.m. And it was different part of Kiev where we had this drones attack. But thanks to our armed forces of Ukraine and anti-missile system, mostly all drones were destroyed. But unfortunately, we also have some explosions inside Kiev.
In the eastern region of Donetsk, the Ukrainian army said it had hit a school being used as a base in the occupied town of Makivka. It claimed the attack on New Year's Eve killed hundreds of Russian soldiers. Qatar's become the latest country to require travellers arriving from China to provide a negative COVID test. It joins around a dozen countries, including the UK, in putting travel regulations in place. And volunteers are being recruited to identify sharks, skates and rays captured on underwater cameras around the Welsh coast. The videos are filmed in 2022 in a conservation area. So-called citizen scientists can pitch in to log more than 90 hours of footage to help build a bigger picture of the diversity of species in the area. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 10.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.